I'm sorry, but I don't want to be an emperor. That's not my business. I don't want to rule or conquer anyone. I should like to help everyone if possible. Jew, Gentile, black man, white. We all want to help one another. Human beings are like that. We want to live by each other's happiness, not by each other's misery. We don't want to hate and despise one another. In this world, there's room for everyone, and the good earth is rich and can provide for everyone. The way of life can be free and beautiful, but we have lost the way.
I served in a company of Earth.
To be understood is to understand all. To be loved is to love with all my heart. With all my heart.
Destroyed and left for dead. We had left our fate in the hands of others, and no one came until it was too late. Never again.
The North Atlantic Alliance was founded in the aftermath of the Second World War. Its purpose was to secure peace in Europe, to promote cooperation among its members, and to guard their freedom. All of this in the context of countering the threat posed at the time by the Soviet Union. The Alliance's founding treaty was signed in Washington in 1949 by a dozen European and North American countries. It commits the Allies to democracy, individual liberty, and the rule of law, as well as to peaceful resolution of disputes. Importantly, the treaty sets out the idea of collective defense, meaning that an attack against one ally is considered as an attack against all allies.
We warn you. Never again will our freedom be taken away from us. Never again will we be left without a home. Never again will we leave our fate in hands of others. And to never forget, never forgive, and to say, united in one strongly voice, never again.
higher pay as they say inflation is leading to a cost of living crisis. More handouts for pensioners to soften the blow of the current crisis. The latest protest also follows a string of walkouts in Europe in the past month, including in Spain, France, the UK, and Belgium.
Increased our military presence in the eastern part of the alliance. We did so immediately after the invasion because we were prepared. So that morning of the invasion, we activated all our defense plans from the Baltic Sea to the Black Sea and started the additional deployment of additional troops.
Acești două maluri au fost spărțite. Și au fost spărțite, cum s-ar spune, nu de binevoie. În sfârșit, frații se pot întâlni mult mai liber. Și cel puțin frații între Bumbăta și Leova.
Patria mamă. Și sper că revin la altă călătorie. Revenim cu gânduri foarte senine și fericite că într-o bună zi totuși o să facem parte și noi în această țară, totuși Basarabia este o lacrimă așa pe fața României care trebuie ștearsă odată și odată.
This is Poland. Once the tragic crossroad of European empires, it has undergone nothing short of a Western military renaissance in the 21st century and is now becoming one of the most feared armies in Europe. Yep, you heard that right. Poland has become a military beast in programs. What exactly is Poland gearing up for, and will it be prepared? After what Poland's been through in recent history, trying to pull off a modern military revival is no joke. Within the span of a single lifetime, the Polish nation waded through shattering, simultaneous military defeats at the hands of both Nazi Germany and the Soviet Union, a wartime occupation, partitioning, and tragic Holocaust. Here's why. Imagine for a moment you're a Russian resident in the port city of St. Petersburg, north of Moscow on the Baltic Sea. It's the year 2023, and you turn on the television to discover that once neutral Finland, your neighbour to the north, is now a part of the NATO alliance. It's a shocking blow, if only because you know exactly what it means for you and your family. Putin has been fuming about Western imperial expansion for months now. And as things have gotten worse in Ukraine, you fear it's only a matter of time before you or someone you know is conscripted and sent to the front lines as cannon fodder.
We protect the little things and the large. In unity, we safeguard all that we hold dear. Es ist die größte transatlantische Luftverlegung seit Gründung der NATO. Air Defender 2023 ist eine multinationale Übung der Luftstreitkräfte unter deutscher Führung. Neben Belgien, Bulgarien, Dänemark, Deutschland, Estland, Finnland, Frankreich, Italien und Japan nehmen auch Kroatien, Lettland, Litauen, Luxemburg, Norwegen, Polen, Rumänien, Schweden, Slowenien, Spanien, die Tschechische Republik, die Türkei, Ungarn, die USA, das Vereinigte Königreich und Griechenland teil.
Russia isn't just a big country, it's a big problem. And if ethnic minorities in places like Dagestan, Ichkeria, Ingushetia, Ossetia, Kabardino, the Caucasus, Tuva, Buryatia, and others inhumanely treated, discriminated against, and used as cannon fodder in Putin's wars. A population in serious demographic decline, growing mistrust of Russian institutions and governance, intensive state oppression, a country that will owe billions, if not trillions of dollars, to rebuild Ukraine when the time comes. So how exactly might Russia collapse? What would it mean for its neighbors? We know that a country's foreign policy is a reflection of its domestic situation, and vice versa. In Russia's case, Putin's actions have the country on the path to economic Armageddon. The price of Russian crude oil is the lowest it's been in years. Within the first 2 months of 2023, the state had already fallen into a deficit level normally achieved in an entire year. It isn't profiting much from its sale of hydrocarbons to India and China. Its import sales are collapsing. Its GDP has shrunk by 4%. Air cargo fell by 60% in 2022. There has been a massive loss of technical expertise and specialized equipment as foreign corporations and businesses fled the country. It lacks vital semiconductors and other specialized machinery imported from the West, meaning its entire economy, to say nothing of its military power, is becoming more and more primitive. If Russia collapsed, it would probably start with a breakaway movement in one territory that spreads like a virus to others on the country's periphery. Chechnya, for example, could be the first domino to fall. They have a history of enmity with the Kremlin, after all, and a recent one at that. Local elites like Kadyrov will be posturing for greater political power if they start to glimpse fractures in Putin's existing political system. Already struggling to deal with Ukraine, how might Russia deal with discontented Chechen and Wagner mercenaries who, more loyal to the cult of their own determined rulers than they are to Russia itself, come marching back to Moscow? Could these leaders, fueled by vengeful hatred for the way they were left to die on the battlefields of Ukraine with too few weapons, shells, and dilapidated equipment, form a Faustian pact and team up against Putin?
Мокрое. Вот в центре памятник Владимиру Ленину. Он есть в каждом городе. Это в самом центре города. Посмотрите, какой кошмар. эти дома, эти дороги. Здесь все очень плохо. До сих пор очень много всяких советских символов. В этом доме было первое собрание большевиков, например. С 2007 года, благодаря Путину, Ржев носит имя «Город воинской славы». Поэтому здесь, в центре,
If the oligarchs turn on Putin, will there be a struggle between intelligence services, the National Guard and foreign mercenaries? Will Putin be assassinated? Russia has committed several grave geopolitical blunders throughout the past 100 years. Could this be their worst?